going to be discussing preschool subject areas. A subject area is a specific area of instruction in which a course is taught. So during preschool, if we were in session, each of you would be selecting a subject area and you would be teaching it to our preschool students. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the note sheet that is labeled Preschool Subject Area Guided Notes. And as we go through each of the subject areas like art, science, and so on, you're going to type in some key information up here, and then you're going to type in some examples that you will be looking at in just a second. Let's go ahead and start with art. All of these links have videos that you'll be assigned to watch as soon as this video is over. Art is not just about painting and coloring. While it can be, we just don't want you to get the focus that it only has to be on that. Art can be both creative or scripted. Sometimes all projects will look the same, but sometimes they will not, and that's okay. When you have an example, the students might not always attain your example. They're not there quite yet. They're learning. Here are some examples. If you can see, there's like umbrellas, and this is by using coffee filters, flowers, writing their ABCs or their name. This name would be Abby, A-B-B-Y, and you can see that this is salt, using different watercolor paints. Somebody had drawn with white chalk on the white paper, white crayon on the white paper, and then watercolor to paint over it so that the flower sticks out. Science is another one of our subject areas. Not all science takes place with experiments. You know what a science experiment is. You've been through school long enough to know. Science could also be about making predictions and using the scientific method. Here are some examples. You can see that there's a raining sponge experiment. There's a cloud with paper clips and some cotton balls. This is a watercolor, how you can see how colors jump through the paper towel. Parachute, blowing up balloons. Math could be about counting, sorting, adding, subtracting, counting evens or odds, numbers 1 through 25, or counting backwards. Here are some examples. You can see that they're sorting colors, and you can see that there are 3 green teddy bears. This would be about shapes. This you could see putting 1 cotton ball, 2 cotton balls, 3 cotton balls. And then if you roll the dice and you're placing the sticker on the corn, this is all about the shape wheel. You're putting the triangle with the triangle. You're putting the star with the star. And then you can see right here, this could be like a Valentine's Day activity where they have to find 1 heart to match it to the actual number that's on the other side. Literacy does not have to be just reading a book. It could be working on letter recognition, letter sounds, writing, and reading. Literacy is extremely important. Here are some examples. So you're matching the uppercase A's, or maybe even you're matching the uppercase and the lowercase A's. Name caterpillar, sorting, colors. This is using clothespins and just paper with letters printed out on them. Cultural studies is about holidays and traditions in other countries, looking at similarities and differences between various holidays and traditions, and also looking at geography. Multicultural paper dolls, doing a big poster where it's everybody's arm and everybody belongs here. Exercise and dance. You will not be successful doing a dance to a YouTube song for the entire 15 minutes. So if we were in session, you would be teaching your lesson for 15 minutes. It's really, really a long time. So you want to make sure that you're actively being engaged and that whatever it is that you're expecting your students to do, that you're doing as well. So you need to make sure that your lesson is thoroughly planned out. Think about ways to get them learning and also moving, jumping from spot to spot, counting colors, saying the names of something, stating out letters. You can see this is a big block where you're throwing the block and whatever it lands on, they have to do jumping jacks, but you can also add, they have to do 5 jumping jacks. This one is that parachute where you're running. World languages focuses on key words or phrases in another language. You can see hello in multiple languages down here. Teaching colors by using a flower, flashcards, or shapes. Technology. Technology should be used to support your lesson. We do not want anybody just playing a game on the iPad. That's stuff that they can do at home. Whatever lesson you're choosing to use, it should just be to enhance your lesson. So you can see right here, they're doing letters where they're writing, and then you can also see that there's more stuff along through that. Using a smartboard, Social emotional learning, teaching children about their feelings. There's more feelings than just happy. You need to teach all of the feelings that somebody might be going through. And you can see right here, there's using eggs, where you show different eyes with different mouths. Same thing where you have the head and they have to build that, or thumbs up, thumbs down. Engineering. Engineering gets them to think creatively, and you could give them little to no direction while you're doing this. Now these are just examples that we're going through. So you can see that they're building towers, they're building some sort of racetrack. Music. Incorporate music, dance, and instruments into your lesson. You can see that these are making instruments. Creative art. This is definitely not scripted. All final products will be different. You give guidelines, and they do it in whatever way it makes sense to them. So you can see right here, sometimes if you use this box over here, you can put rubber bands across the top and paint the rubber bands, and then they take the rubber band and kind of like pull it back, and then the paint shoots at the white paper, so it makes it look a little different. Or this, you can see they're just kind of going crazy doing whatever they want to do over here. Storytelling is reading a book or a story while acting items out, using props and or telling the story in a unique or fun way. You can see they're using different props as they go through that. So now in the next couple minutes, I'm going to show you a bunch of Google Docs that have different example lessons on there. And I know this is going to seem overwhelming, but we wanted to make sure we gave you enough examples as you go through this. So if you're looking at art, here's another example. You can see that the supplies are listed out, and it's a moving spiders lesson. So it's just a paper plate that's painted, and then they've added the little web by using a white crayon, and this is like a popsicle stick that you can move up or down for the spider, and it goes through the steps. Paint your paper plate. Once it dries, cut this out, glue the spider, and then it literally tells you each step of what you need to do. Then you're drawing out the spider web, and you're pasting it in here. The B is for bunny. It goes through the supplies. You're taking the letter B and turning it into a bunny. It's raining hearts. The hearts have the name of the person that's on it, and there's printables that are attached to that. Bumblebee craft. So it tells you right here, paint the popsicle sticks yellow and allow them to dry. So if you taught in a 15-minute lesson, that's something that you would have to plan and prep ahead of time. You have to make sure that you painted it before your lesson, because there would not be enough time to dry. So you see it's painted, they have the googly eyes. Those are some examples of an art lesson. The next one that I want to show you is literacy. Say it, make it, write it. So say it. This was already written on the popsicle stick, number 10. Make it, you're making the 10 with Play-Doh. And then write it, you needed to write it out with an Expo marker on this piece of paper. The rhyming game. So it starts there, goes through the directions that are on the bottom. Math. Number matching popsicles. So you can see there's one heart and one is on the stick. There's two here, two hearts that are on there. Math, dump truck counting math. So all the maths were empty, and however many squares that are on here, that's how many blocks that you'd have to put onto the dump truck. This one would be sprinkles. So you can use Play-Doh, you can use pipe cleaners. It's telling you, it's a sprinkle count. It's telling you how many sprinkles and what color. So you're putting 2 blue on there, 2 yellow on there. Or maybe you're matching the clothespins. Same thing, these are like paper clips. It's easier if you have them colored and larger like that, because they're easier to work with. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Science, making water walk. This is one of the examples that was in the slideshow, where you can see you have different colors, and you'll see it'll start to walk up the paper napkin. Snowball launchers. This is just a cup with a balloon attached to the bottom with a huge pom-pom ball in there. And even if you don't have large ones, you can use this with smaller ones. So it's pretty much really fun, and it's a great snowball launcher to make for big little kids. Cleaning coins. If you put certain chemicals in here, you can see that are listed: water, lemonade, soda, and vinegar. And you have the coins on there. You can watch how they go from dirty to super duper shiny. Sorting and classifying magnets. What's magnetic versus what is not magnetic. Creative art. This is a jellyfish salt painting. So it requires glue and salt, and you can see how it's colored on there. Bubble painting. You can see the straw. This, when you use the straw, you have to be really careful that when the students that they're just blowing to make the bubbles instead of sucking in and drinking that. And this just kind of goes along a collage that they can make. And again, do you see right here how this one looks like this? And then this one looks like that. Very, very different. There's no right or wrong answer. Cultural studies, this is all about me bag, where they have to bring in 4 things that just is kind of all about them. It's whatever they select. What's for lunch? What do people in Russia eat? What do people that are in France eat? Mexico, South Korea, United States, just to see that, so they can see the difference. You can have them do a mosaic flag. And then they can use Play-Doh to kind of place what Europe looks like, what Africa looks like. Exercise and dance, so they can go through the animal poses, a monkey, a giraffe. Scarf tossing. It kind of just goes through the requirements. Toss with one hand and catch with the other. Toss and clap before catching. Twirl around. You can make a list. You can make this list as long or as short as you want. You just need to remember that your lesson needs to last about 15 minutes. An Uno movement game. If you have red, you need to hop. If you have yellow, you need to stomp. World language would be, this is a cute video. Engineering, a cup stacking challenge. You would give each student 15 small plastic cups and have them try to build the largest tower. You can see there's a block with some popsicle sticks, and you can give them any direction you want, whatever type of tower you want them to make. A car garage that's using either toilet paper, empty toilet paper rolls, or paper towel rolls cut in half to make all of the different towers here. There's like level 1, then level 2. Measurements, a marble drop, music, exploring sound, where they have a variety of different drinking glasses. You start with 3 glasses and 2 spoons at each place. Start with an empty glass, then you're filling it up. The pan flute, you have that ruler, straws, taping, maracas, and then of course everybody knows baby shark. Social emotional learning, where you're showing students the different emotions and what they mean and what it feels like. There's a game that you can add to, it's like the guess game, but instead of using the people, you'd be placing the different emojis on them. Smile, thumbs up, say hi. It tells you like what to do. It's friendly dominoes. And a feeling sort. You print out 20 to 30 random faces with different expressions, and you have the child sort the faces based on the expression of the person in the picture. And then you would discuss what that emotion is, like what it means. And then the last one that we'll talk about today is storytelling. So you can tell a story and then they get to make up. So once upon a time there lived a monster name, and then you're asking them to select the name, whatever it may be. He or she was a certain color and this color, and so on. You kind of just follow along with the story. Or there's a storytelling bag, which you can see there's different items that are in the bag. They're very random. Or a storytelling jar. You write down several storytelling prompts, and then you have the students pick, so you kind of are going on a whim there. 5 little ducks. There's the song that you're singing, but instead of just singing it, you have popsicle sticks where they're kind of moving along and doing those motions. So after going through this, I hope you have a good idea of all of the different subject areas. If you would like to go back and watch, you can rewind this. If you're on that slideshow, you can click on any one of those links and it'll pop up videos.